Welcome to this astrology update for the week of June 17th until the 23rd. We have a really epically awesome, very transformative week ahead of us. We have the summer solstice happening on June the 20th, Thursday, and then right after the summer solstice, we have a full moon happening at 1 degree of Capricorn. I'm going to do a separate video on the full moon in Capricorn and at 1 degree, because then we're going to have a second full moon in the sign of Capricorn in July, and that one is going to be at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and this is a big deal. So I'll make a separate video on why that is significant and what it really means for us that when we move from the 1st degree of Capricorn to the 29th. But for today, let us focus on the summer solstice, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Neptune as well, because Neptune is about to change signs and is also at the last degree of Pisces. So there's like a lot going on. There's a lot of change energy, and it's a lot of transformative energy that is available this week, and we need to talk about it. And the spiritual significance of the summer solstice is also a turning point. It's a spiritual checkpoint in our lives. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned, the summer solstice lands on June the 20th. It is mere days away. As a matter of fact, we are now in this window, in this opening of energy. So from about the 18th, as of right now, as I'm recording this video, until the 20th, 21st, there is going to be significant change energy, and the solstice is going to be bringing a lot of insight, a lot of truth, a lot of wisdom for us. It is something that we have to tap into, though, and we have to tap into it on purpose, meaning that you consciously choose to tap into these energies, and you take some time to meditate, you take some time to really evaluate how far you have come, because the summer solstice really is about how far we have come. And solstices and equinoxes in general are symbolic of like spiritual checkpoints for us. So Mother Nature does this amazing job at guiding us through our own spiritual ascension and getting us to like check in with ourselves and see where we're at every single time the seasons change. So take some time to reflect. Take some time to journal, to tune in to yourself and on your growth. You know, where have you grown? What areas have you grown in? How have you asserted yourself better? How have you created more boundaries? With whom have you created more boundaries? So there's this important and very necessary observation of like how far you have come. And what are the things that you still need to work on? What are the things where you still feel like you're not at your best? Okay, so it's an opportunity to consummate or complete a phase of your spiritual growth so that you don't repeat lessons or cycles that you have actually graduated from. And this is the big key here with this summer solstice, is that understanding what cycles you're done with, understanding what you no longer wish to repeat, understanding what you're no longer going to run from, but rather face. It's a chance to go from separateness to unity in any area of your life. So there is this coming together of energies naturally when the summer solstice hits. It's like, think of it this way. It's like the peak of your evolution for the year, right? So it's like we're hitting this peak point in our evolution, and universe, source, is asking us to kind of check in with ourselves and see, where am I feeling separate from myself? Where am I feeling disconnected from myself within my own life? Where am I also feeling separate or disconnected from another or from certain parts of my life? Where is there separation or disconnect within my life? Is it within my relationships? Is it, do I feel a disconnect with my job? Do I feel a disconnect with my spouse? Do I feel a disconnect with my children? So it's this important time to really look at that and figure out where you are feeling disconnected. This is also about like a disconnect between the heart and the mind. It's like, am I listening to my mind all the time versus my heart? Or am I listening to my heart versus my mind? You know, am I disconnected from my own logic or from my own knowing? right? So it's like checking in with yourself about that. It's really a revelation of truth. Like, this is the time, the summer solstice brings us this revelation of truth where you can't lie to yourself about certain things. It's like looking at things very, very honestly and being like, okay, is this going to serve my highest good, or is this going to serve my highest good? Am I connected to my heart? Am I connected to what I truly want out of life? Am I connected to the people that I actually want in my life? Am I connected to my own divinity? Do I feel separate from that? So the summer solstice brings us transformation and transmutation of energies. This is a time where we merge out of certain energies and we leave behind certain ways of being and existing to now step up into like a higher version, a higher form of ourselves, of our path, of our purpose, of our passions, of our heart. It's about instilling greater spirituality. So when the summer solstice hits, when this peak of the sun hits, we are merging with a higher energy, like with spirituality, with source, with our creator in a more conscious way. There's more consciousness to it. Like, you're more aware, you're more intentional about this connection. So this is a time when you're integrating lessons, and to integrate lessons means that you kind of do like a review. Take a look at the last 6 months of your life so far and how you have lived the last 6 months of your life. What within those last 6 months would you change if you could? Where would you tweak? Where would you make adjustments? What would you have done differently? And why? And if you understand your why you would have done certain things differently and what you would have done differently, can you do those things differently now? Can you consciously choose to say, okay, I didn't do this in the last 6 months, but I'm going to do it now. And I'm going to do it now moving forward. So it's about recognizing where you need to readjust and reposition yourself or pivot yourself onto that new path that essentially has been there for you all along. Perhaps you just didn't see it. Perhaps you weren't aware of it. Perhaps you didn't know that you could consciously choose it, right? And when we're also looking at the summer solstice, we have to kind of look at the winter and the spring. So winter is a time when the feminine energy kind of kicks into high gear within us. It is a time when we are more connected to that inward, that feminine, that nurturing within ourselves, where it's also about doing less and like being more. Winter is a time when we sort of settle down, we hibernate a little bit, we are more in receiving mode, where spring is a time for the masculine energy. So the masculine energy is awakened within us in the spring season on the spring equinox. And that masculine energy is all about taking action. That is all about, planting those new seeds and moving things forward. And it's like, okay, it's time to get up and go, right? And so if we know that the winter is the feminine and the receiving mode, and then the spring is the masculine, the action mode, then the culmination of the summer solstice is actually a merging of the masculine and the feminine energies together. So this is about unity. It's about bringing it together. It's about bringing the masculine and feminine side within you into balance and into harmony. And if it doesn't feel like it's in balance or in harmony, then you need to ask yourself, what within my feminine perhaps is not healed? What within my masculine is not healed? Why do I not take action? Why am I not okay with receiving? So checking in with yourself about those two energies and how you relate to these two energies is going to really help you understand what needs to be brought into greater harmony, what needs to be brought into more alignment, where you are out of alignment, because it's going to show you that. And then that way you can consciously choose to bring things back into alignment by simply saying and recognizing like, oh crap, I'm procrastinating a lot about certain things and now I need to take some action. That's how I can bring my masculine back into balance. Or I'm going to surrender more. I'm just going to allow myself to relax more and to be in receiving mode more. I'm going to nurture myself. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to do a lot more self-care. I'm going to really give myself more of that receiving energy that I'm longing for from another, right? So it's about bringing that masculine and that feminine back into harmony within the self. And when you do this, this really opens you up to like deeper realizations about yourself. It's going to give you so much insight and clarity about where you're at on your journey, because don't forget that the summer solstice is a checkpoint, right? This is a time to become really, really aware of where you're out of balance or what's out of balance, and then bring that back into harmony. So this is like deeper realizations, and it's about like your true essence, like who you truly are as an individual, because we're not only humans, like we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So it's like we need to stop bypassing, and we need to start recognizing that connecting to the spiritual aspects of ourselves is actually more important than anything else, because that allows us to also get in touch with our physical selves and recognize and honor what the physical body needs. So if you take time to access this wisdom within yourself and understand your truth, you will have tremendous illumination. You're just going to have so much more insight about yourself and who you really are, and how you're meant to show up in this world and how you can show up in this world. You know, it's about choice at the end of the day. The summer solstice is also about releasing light, there's this like massive release of light within us that takes place during the day of. So on June the 20th, there's going to be this massive release of light within you. So it's a really good day to get into meditation, to connect to that light, to your own heart space, really. And even beginning today, so as of the 18th, as I'm recording this video, you know, taking time, 18, 19, 20, definitely to be in that energy, to be in that connection, so that you can really have clarity on what's next for you. So this renewal of light can only occur within you once you have renewed your mind. So once you have pushed everything out of your mind that creates doubt, that creates fear, that creates lack, you know, pushing all of that out so that you can be fully in alignment with abundance, with prosperity, with joy and happiness. So getting your mind right first is going to be the most important thing. You know, how you think about things and how those thoughts make you feel, and becoming really aware of that. You know, do having negative thoughts make you feel good? Probably not. They keep you in a state of lack. They keep you in a state of fear and in a state of doubt and self-doubt. So really adjusting our thinking and the way that we look at things is going to be very, very necessary. And the solstice is bringing awareness to that. So you're reminded to attune yourself to the rhythms and cycles throughout the year to bring your physical and spiritual energies into alignment. That's the only way that you can bring it into alignment, right? Is by attuning to these cycles, paying attention to what these cycles mean for us and what they're guiding us towards. So it's like it really, really supports our unfolding and awakening and ascension. Now, on the 3 days prior to the solstice and the day of the solstice, there is this merging or this aligning of the physical, etheric, astral, mental, and spiritual planes. So there's this coming together, there's this merging of all of these different planes that allow us to actually tap into higher wisdom. It actually allows us to tap into our divinity and to the divine in a much clearer, sharper way. And something to keep in mind during these days leading up to the solstice is that your physical body is also going through an alignment or a merge between the physical and the subtle bodies. So there is this balancing out of your aura, of your energy field. And to facilitate this balancing out, fasting is very, very helpful. So if you can do either intermittent fasting or even full 24-hour water fasting, that's really, really helpful during these times. So taking care of your vessels, supporting your body with very clean foods, lemon water, you know, things like that will be very, very helpful during these solstice days. It just allows you to tap in more, to be clear, less brain fog, and then to really hear the messages that you need to hear better. Now, the summer solstice can also trigger a time when a lot can be accomplished. So there's a lot of movement with the summer solstice. So it awakens great spiritual inspiration. This is like creativity and action merging together and coming together. So definitely write down ideas, things that come to mind right now. Make a note of them, write them down so that you don't forget. It opens your conscious vision of spirits and other realms. So the veil is actually very, very thin between worlds, between dimensions during the summer solstice because of this high point that we reach. So it's a lot easier to tap into other realms, into the spirit world. You may also even have more sightings around this time, especially if you're open or like tapped into sort of psychic spiritual energy already, then it may be even more heightened for you at this time. The summer solstice also offers us a greater opportunity to connect with people that are involved with spiritual mysteries, people that are more in alignment with us, people that are, we'll say, like-minded individuals, or just people that are interested in a lot of the similar things that we're interested in. So it's a really, really great time to network. It's a good time also to connect with others that you feel that you're on the same page with. This is also a time to manifest and create harmony and unity in various areas of your life. So again, take a look at what areas of your life don't feel harmonious or aren't fully in that harmony, in that alignment that you would like it to be, and focus upon it being harmonious. So visualize, take time. Visualizing is so powerful. Take some time to really see yourself and see those areas of your life in harmony and in balance in the way that you would like to see it play out. And then, of course, when we're visualizing, it's very important to also stay open. So it's like when I visualize, I also stay open and I say to the universe, this or better, right? We always have to leave room for flexibility and for things to kind of play out in ways that we can't even imagine. Clarity around your path can also come through in meditation. And if you focus and tune into that during the summer solstice, so these, like I said, these few days before and then the day of, which can lead you into a higher version and greater embodiment of your own abilities. So there's like a heightening of abilities that can come online right now as well with this heightened energy, right? I mean, the summer solstice is all about the sun, right? The sun coming into this absolute radiance and hitting its high point, right? And so when the sun is at a high point in our chart and we reach an energetic high point like this, it really offers us a door to all kinds of new possibilities, right? What needs illumination in your life? Where do you want to shine that sun to bring you more of what you desire? And as I mentioned before, the veil between worlds is a lot thinner right now. So it's a lot easier for us to communicate with and connect with the natural kingdom, the natural world, and spirits of the natural world. And here I'm talking about like elementals and the fairy realm and other mystical and magical realms that exist here within our natural world. So if that's something that you're into, then I highly encourage you to spend some time in nature, especially in wooded areas and places where there's just an abundance of natural beauty, and tune into the energy and the frequency over these days in those areas and just connect and see what comes through, see what you notice, see what you connect with, and what kind of messages you receive. It can be very, very insightful. Trees themselves have spirits within them. So it's like you can even communicate with trees. It's very, very cool. These next 3 days leading up to the solstice are also going to provide an opportunity to step into more confidence, into more strength, and into more hope. So if there's anything in your life right now that's happening where you need to be stronger, then it's like the universe is going to deliver opportunities for you to step into that strength. through challenges. Usually it's challenges that require us to be strong, right? And same with confidence. There's going to be opportunities that the universe is presenting you with right now that is going to guide you towards being more confident. So it's going to challenge you to be more confident and to step up in a more natural and authentic and truthful way. There's a lot of truth energy here with this summer solstice. So there's a lot that is going to be revealed to us either from within ourselves or externally from other people. But either way, we're getting a dose of truth over this solstice period. And also hope, where do you need to step into more hope and trust and be more hopeful about the outcomes that you are visualizing for yourself? The solstice is also asking us to balance our bodies, so to decrease our toxic load. Where and in what ways do you need to decrease your toxic load? How do you need to get healthier? What do you need to do to become healthier? Is there, more movement required in your life? Is there cleaner eating or a better schedule in terms of when you eat that needs to be adjusted or really looked at right now? Check in with yourself about that. Looking at what's true for you, and it's really about what's true for you now, right now, in this very moment, not what was true for you yesterday and not what was true for you a week ago or a month ago, but what is true for you right now. That is something also to look at and to tap into with the solstice energy, because your intuition is going to show you, you're going to get clarity on what is true for you now and what you're being called towards or pulled towards. So this is an ideal time to renew your mind and attune to the highest realms to become a channel of light. And we are called to become channels of light at this time. I think we're all quite aware of the amount of darkness that we have in this world and how much we need more light workers, more people embodying and embracing love and unity and compassion and understanding rather than judgment and hate and negativity and comments, that come from a place of lack, that come from an unhealed place. There's such a need for light to expand at this time, and we have such an opportunity to expand light at this time. We have to keep in mind that we are the vessels. We are the vessels that hold the light, and it is up to us to put it out there into the world through our interactions with other people, through how we show up, for ourselves and how we show up for others. So the summer solstice and the full moon, by the way, which happens on the 22nd of June, 2 days after the solstice, are both aligned with the karmic galactic center. Well, what does that mean? It means that this is an opportunity for you to change your karma, your direction in life through your choices. So the choices that you are currently making right now, the things that you are deciding on, are going to have an impact on your karma. They're going to have an impact on your life moving forward. So choose wisely. Now let's talk a little bit about Neptune, because as I was doing the research for this video, it just kind of blew my mind how everything is so incredibly aligned for this shift, for this big change, or for this big breakthrough to take place. And Neptune is right on the money, completely participating in this change and bringing this change forth for us. So Neptune right now, which is a very slow moving planet, by the way, because it's one of the outer planets, is in the sign of Pisces, which is the last sign of the zodiac. That means over the last 165 years, Neptune has been moving through a cycle of traversing through the signs. And it is now arrived at Pisces, and not only is it in the last sign of the zodiac wheel, meaning it is just about to begin a new 165-year cycle, Neptune is also at the last degree of Pisces, at the 29th degree. It is also known as the omega point. And the omega point, again, is breakthrough energy. This is brand new beginning. So Neptune is about to start this massive, new, really long cycle. And if you think about it, one lifetime, in none of our human lifetimes will Neptune ever move through all 12 signs of the zodiac, because the cycle is so long. It spends about 14 years in one sign. So in 2011, Neptune moved into Pisces and has been moving through Pisces. It is now at 29 degrees of Pisces. It will go retrograde and turn back. So it's not going to enter the sign of Aries until next year, 2025. And then it's going to be there until 2039. So, which is a significant time. And Neptune in Aries is like a whole nother massive energy that's like really, really cool to work with. But let's look at Neptune in Pisces right now as it's finishing up. So this is a massive turning point or new beginning energy in your life and in the collective's life, okay? Because remember that we're all co-creating life together here on Earth. So Neptune is associated with the collective consciousness. This is about all of us together. It's also about idealism, dreams, and fantasy. It's about projections, so what we project onto others. Undoing or dissolution of the status quo. Neptune also represents evolution, artistry, empathy, and illusion, confusion, and vagueness on the way to discovering universal truths. And let me just say, is there not a lot of confusion right now? Because there's a lot of confusion energy. I think a lot of people feel lost in a way, feel uncertain for sure. Illusion, there's a ton of illusion that we are now going to be breaking out of as we slowly exit out of Pisces, because Pisces is also very illusionary, can be a very delusional sign as well. So we're exiting this illusion delusion that we have been sitting in, that we have been accepting as truth, that we have been perpetuating, and will now be ready to begin a new cycle with so much more clarity. So doesn't it just like blow your mind how Neptune is right on the money with the solstice and is just 100% supporting this change for us and pulling us out of this illusionary energy that we've been stuck in for a really long time. And this is about like stories that we've been telling ourselves. It's about those half-truths and no truths that we've been convincing ourselves of, right? So emerging from the haze of Neptune in Pisces, our intentions, will, and goals will be clear during Neptune in Aries. So come 2025, when Neptune moves into Aries, your willpower is going to be on fire, because Aries is about the self. It's about taking action. It's about going for things. Your intentions and your goals are going to be a heck of a lot clearer. Like you're going to have this clear understanding of your path forward and what you really want to share with the world and how you want to leave your legacy while you're here. It's empowering us to challenge systems and pioneer much needed innovation. So there's this huge shift in terms of everything that we've been sort of putting up with, the status quo, and being told what to do. And humanity is now shifting towards empowerment, shifting towards changing outdated systems that simply don't work anymore. And that's a really, really good thing. We need that. We need this purge. So again, think about your own personal life. How is this affecting you? What systems are you currently in or following that are not working for you, that you now have an opportunity to feel more empowered to change? So once Neptune is fully in Aries, it will help us to break down oppressive structures by any means necessary. So there's going to be a big shift come next year as we really, really start to move away from oppression, move away from being told what to do, move away from systems that don't support the collective, that don't support humanity, systems that just really are broken, that don't work. And I think we're going to see massive innovation in healthcare, in the financial sector, in housing, in all kinds of different big areas, infrastructure, everything that we're currently using in systems and how we're using them is going to be under the microscope. And again, I would bring it back to small scale, so to the individual, and ask you, where in your life does this need to take place? Where does this need to happen? Where is there a need for innovation? Neptune is also helping forerunners, path pavers, pioneers who were born highly sensitive or empathic to experience a big turning point right now. So if you consider yourself empathic, highly sensitive, or someone who's on the spiritual path, then Neptune is going to be bringing you clarity and realization that for the sake of your own sanity and health, you've had to learn how to not be run over, derailed, or broken by other people's lower frequency emotional energies just because you can feel them. So it's like there's this integrating, and I definitely personally feel this, there's this integration of knowing and understanding that, like, I have to protect my energy. I have to make sure that I am not around people that drain my energy, and just simply not allowing myself to be broken or to be run over, by other people's negative emotions or low vibration. So it's this very clear discernment of how I take care of myself now, what I respond to and what I don't respond to. So for anyone that's feeling a little bit flattened right now, or a little bit ragged or raw or heartbroken or exhausted, I just want you to know that your very presence matters so much on this planet right now. So if you are a highly sensitive individual or an empath or a spiritual being who is here to elevate collective consciousness, then just know that your very presence and existence matters right now. The fact that you are even here in a physical form and vibrating is contributing positively to the world. So hang in there. Don't give up. It's, this is the time to really start looking at how you need to take care of yourself and how to distance yourself and completely remove any narcissistic behavior from your life, or people that bring that kind of energy into your life, and just really protect yourself and keep yourself elevated, because just your core frequency alone is helping to elevate collective consciousness on this planet right now. So as a final thought, I just want to leave you with some simple rituals that you can do at this time to really support yourself through these solstice energies, and of course leading up to the full moon on the 22nd. So keep it really, really simple. The purpose of these rituals is for them to be easy and for them to be effortless. This is really just about tapping into your own divinity and your own light, your own heart space. The very first thing I'm going to recommend is to cleanse yourself, cleanse your energy. You could do this with sage, burning sage, Palo Santo, and kind of give yourself like a smoke bath. You can also take an Epsom salt bath with lots and lots of Epsom salt. That is also very, very cleansing for the energy. Taking a shower, especially allowing the water to run on the crown, so washing the crown away as well, and washing any impurities away from the crown chakra. What else cleanses? Swimming is excellent. Spending time in water actually will be really, really great. If you can, go for a swim. Also clearing your space. So clear your home, clear your bedroom, clear the spaces that you spend most time in, and allow any heavy energies just to be sort of lifted from there. And you can cleanse your space with a very simple ritual. I just light candles. I light white candles specifically. I invite the light in. I invite spirit, angels, beings of higher realms and high frequency to come in and to help cleanse my space, to bring that light into my space. I praying and declaring out loud that my space is cleansed, it is clear of all lower vibrational energies and entities, is also very, very powerful. So this would be like the ritual of purification. So purifying yourself, purifying your space is going to be very valuable, especially as we approach this full moon, this completion of a cycle. It's like, let's clear out the old stuff to make space for all the fresh new energy that wants to come in and that wants to wrap itself around you, okay? Lighting a candle or the ritual of fire is also going to be very helpful. If you can do like a bonfire type of fire outside and you have the means to do that, I would recommend to do that for sure. If you don't have the means to do that, then you can simply light candles in your apartment or your room or your space and just invite the light in, invite the fire energy into your space through lighting that candle. Journaling your emotions at this time, thoughts, ideas, anything that is coming to the surface is also going to be very, very helpful. It's going to be very insightful actually during this time. So this is like the ritual of self-discovery and allowing yourself to have a deeper connection with yourself, with your thoughts, your feelings, and journaling about that, anything and everything that comes to mind. This isn't about it. Like I said, no bells and whistles. Nothing has to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. You just simply write down whatever comes to mind, whatever you feel you want to put on paper. Spending time in nature or spending time in bodies of water is also going to be very, very helpful. This is the ritual of embodiment. So really allowing yourself to embody the new energy that you are welcoming in as you are clearing out and detoxing the old energy and making space for the new. Go for hikes, go for, forest bathing, try different things, and gardening, anything and everything that puts you outside, basically, and in touch and in connection with the earth. And last but not least, of course, to ground all of this energy in, meditating in the sun will be very, very helpful, or just meditating, sitting in the grass with like your back up against a tree, super, super grounding. You can visualize your root chakra connected to the earth as well and anchoring it in. That's frequently what I do. It's like an instant connection and allows energy to start flowing through me. So grounding in your energy into Mother Earth and connecting it and connecting those intentions for this new cycle is going to be very, very helpful. And if you've done these different rituals, then you can sort of seal or close these rituals out with a mantra or an affirmation of your choosing, and get into the mindset of what you want to create, what kind of experiences you want to have for the next 6 months. So now that we're at the peak of this year, we're at the high point, we are in the middle of this year, how do you want the next 6 months of your life to look like? Get really, really clear on that, journal on that, set some intentions around that. Even though it's a full moon, I would definitely recommend setting intentions on the solstice. That energy is going to amplify it and push it out there energetically even more. So getting clear on what you want to experience, how you want your life to look over the next 6 months is going to be of great value. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're going to try some of these rituals. You don't have to do all of them on the same day. You could do one ritual one day and a different ritual the next day. Really go with the flow. Trust your own intuition on this. What feels good? Like, which one are you interested in? Which one are you called to trying or to doing? Try them and just really allow yourself to go with your own flow. Okay? There's no right and wrong here. This is truly a time to get into your own flow and to trust your own flow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time in the full moon update coming tomorrow. Take care.